I will try to focus on the current situation of our domestic market here in Brazil, and what would be our expectations for the rest of the year, and finally try to figure out with you all what can be our next conditions for, I would say, for the next cycle when this pandemic could have a specific end, which we nowadays we cannot see so clear so far. Should be focused more in the automotive because this is the real pain that we are suffering. The production of vehicles, I mean, not only light vehicles, but trucks and buses. We had in the month of April, just to give an idea, almost 2,000 vehicles only. I mean, it should be more precise, 1.847 thousand vehicles. When you compare with the same period of April in 2019, the number was 268,000 vehicles. So we are just disappeared with the production in the month of May. So I will repeat, 268,000 versus minus around 2,000. So we are talking about here this almost zero. In the month of May, we have a bit increase to 43,000 vehicles against 276 in the same period of 2019. And now we're expecting for June 112 versus 233 last year. So we are seeing a very fragile recovery, considering the OEMs and the capacities that they are considering so far.
Our main minerals are tin, wolfram, nickel, manganese, silver, gold, zinc, and lead. And we've experienced a decrease in exports of 30%, which is very high if we compare our figures from January, February, March to December 2019. This, of course, has been basically by two problems: the Chinese demand that stopped greatly, and also we've had a very big decrease in prices. For example, the tin has dropped from $98 to $75 per fine pound. Tin has dropped from $0.97 to $0.83 per pound. Lead from $1.20 to $0.87 per fine pound. The only ones that have improved for us is silver and gold, but they do not represent a high participation in the mining market. So what has happened in Bolivia is that all operations and mining activities were stopped in March, and in May, due to its importance, the government allowed operations to start again, but it only applies to state-owned companies and the cooperatives. Private companies have had additional problems which refer to supply chain issues. Problem is that since we are a landlocked country, we have to import all our goods come from mainly Chile and Peru. I would say 80% Chile and 20% Peru. So that makes a major problem as far as logistics is concerned, because many companies do not have enough reagents, consumables, or spares.
One of the points here that the Brazilian tax system is very complex, and somehow we export taxes, which is totally absurd when we talk about international trade. So today, just to give an example, we are discussing with through our Brazilian Steel Institute the possibility to have such compensation with the federal government when we have for our export, when we know that part of the export is being less competitive because of such taxes. So
we have amongst the highest reserves in the world of lithium, which is located in Potosí, Bolivia. Unfortunately, there was a German company that came in a couple of years ago and started to negotiations with the Evo Morales government to start a $1.5 billion plant, but they run into local politics, local constraints from the citizens of Potosí. So unfortunately, that had to be stopped. Whereas in Argentina and Chile, there's a lots of lithium production.